Hi, everybody. You see that right there? Can you see it? I thought it was a pimple. I thought, what the heck? I'm getting a pimple, but it's weird to have it on the forehead. And I don't have a greasy forehead. I got a mosquito bite. By the way, I call it mosquito because that's how my kids used to say, the mosquitoes. I don't know. We have this bad habit of using their language when they were little. So anyway, a mosquito bite. So I'm gonna go to the store after this. I wanted to come on because I tend to, after I do a show with Mel, which we had a fun show, kind of get the leftover questions, to let you know. I don't know if you all heard, but the Prime Minister of Canada had to shut Trump down, basically, like, let's end this now. He was up there talking about how Trudeau was the reason that Putin got kicked out in 2014. This used to be the G8. Now it's the G7 because of Trudeau. No, it's not because of Trudeau. Trudeau wasn't even in office then. And it was conservative that was in office. And he's just making America look so bad. You can't have any nice things here. So you guys, he's already a total failure. You had Marco standing there looking down, all the people behind them. I mean, it must be humiliating and embarrassing to go with this guy. Um, and I wanted to bring up something else that I read. Apparently, the United States is sending the Nimitz, the USS Nimitz, over to the Middle East. And then they said it's a real old ship. And the reason they're doing it because they don't care if it gets blown up, which means Netanyahu will probably blow it up and blame Iran. So this thing is just that it's really ramping up. It's more fighting and more fighting. Um, Trump doesn't like Netanyahu. I've been saying that. But anyway, Mel and I talked about this earlier, but I just want you to know. And they're showing people marching and protesting, and the police and others are just being really rude and mean and doing unnecessary things. So I don't know what they must be people that enjoy hurting others. It's very sad to see you guys because I often felt that if the military was called up, you can tell by the parade the military wasn't into that parade. They did not give it their best. They could care less. They didn't want to be there. And also, like in Chicago and some other places, the police officers and stuff protected them and marched with them. But then you got these crays, and I want to look real quick. Hold on. I had a show the other day with Leticia James, the one who does these cards. It was a good show. So they got that guy that shot the congresswoman and her husband, killed them. Shot the dog too. They had to put the dog down because it was mortally wounded. And I also heard that she laid her body, I think it was Amy, the senator, that said she had actually laid her body over her daughter to prevent this guy from killing the daughter. I think the daughter's like 19 or 20. So, but they got him, and I did ask chat, was he actually, because they said he had made three runs to Russia. And they said, no, that wasn't true. There's no proof that he's been in Russia. So I thought that was interesting. I'm glad I asked chat. Oh, this is to prevent mosquitoes. And so so that wasn't true. But he is part of a real, in fact, that's probably how he got some of his money. But he's part of a, anti-abortion, staunch Christian with a hit list. He's more isolated than you know. I'm not seeing others come out, but I'll tell you the Republicans have to worry too, because I see some cray craze on the Dem side coming forward. Maybe like, oh, you guys want to play that? I mean, I hope not, because they'll just make us look bad, because they'll make it all about us. Okay. So I want to look. Oh, they're going to do state charges on this guy that killed these people because they want to make sure Trump doesn't, although they're now saying they want to make sure Trump doesn't pardon him. But now they're saying they are going to go with um, uh, third degree, uh, you know, for murder and stalking. But he is in a federal prison. Okay, so, but I often felt like he wouldn't last long because I don't know if his health goes bad. I almost felt like he might not last long. I thought they would take him out, but I guess that's not the case, but we'll see what happens. But just FYI, maybe someone in the prison takes him out. Okay, so I wanted to ask, now there's going to be another hearing tomorrow with Governor Newsom saying, um, get these troops off the streets. We don't need them. And the first judge said, yes, he's right. And then they put it on a stay. So they're going to have a hearing. I feel this court will say, yes, he's right. You can't have the National Guard, give it back to Gavin Newsom. And then he'll go to the Supreme Court. But let me tell you, the Supreme Court's going to do the same thing. Yeah, maybe the bad ones will say, oh, no, he has the right. No, he doesn't. I do see Amy and Justice Thomas, maybe even Kavanaugh. Like now it's a state thing. The Republicans were the ones who are always complaining the state's issue. And then now they take away the state's ability to fight. Okay. So real quick, I want to look at Iran and Israel. And this Netanyahu's up talking to people saying, Iran wants President Trump dead. Maybe they have talked about that, but they want you dead just as much. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of damage, you guys. And there's going to be compromised harmful, which I feel like they're trying. I feel someone reaching out at maybe Iran, but I see a lot of harm coming. They've hurt Israel, and I'll tell you, the people of Israel are not happy, taken by force. So this is going to be. I knew that they were going to come and hurt Iran. I knew they were going to come and hurt Iran. So, but Iran will become a new country. Because don't remember, Trump's got the clock tick tock. Netanyahu, we don't care. But Trump's got the tick tock. So he's standing up there telling the G7 that, boy, we're going to really go in there and get all the illegals out that get to vote in these blue states like we're the enemy, and that's not true. It's just, and then to say it was all because of the French prime minister that Putin got kicked out. No, it's not true. I'm sure even Putin is shaking his head, say, dude, get the story straight. So uh yeah, psychically I could feel his anger. And even someone warned on one of these social things, said, you know what? Look out, because when Trump is mad, he does something to hurt. And I'm going to tell you, he's doing something to hurt the blue states right now. He's saying, we're going to go in there. We're just going to, yeah, no, you're not going to get the National Guard pretty soon. And yeah, he's an idiot. So let's look at Gavin Newsom going back to court Tuesday. Will Gavin Newsom get his troops back? I just heard yes. Somebody posted, oh, you guys had so many good signs. They said, hey, where do you see the party when you die? Like you think this is a party. Where do you see the party when you die? Um, okay. Yeah, it's sort of urgent. Gavin Newsom wants this. Oh, rulership handover. Hello. Thank you for talking to me. Predictions deck. Thank you. Tensions escalating. I just see the National Guard just saying, yeah, whatever. We'll see y'all later. Corrupt dealings. They're all corrupt. Okay, so now, and you know what? Apparently, Congress is in a hissy fit over this Iran and Israel thing. They don't want war. Oh, and then Trump said, okay, not only did he say Trudeau was the reason that Putin got kicked out, he also said if I was president, we wouldn't have any of these wars. None of this would have happened, even with the Ukraine. God. Um, is New York Governor Cuomo going to win his race? Is New York Governor Cuomo going to win? He's not the greatest guy in the world. You know that, of course. I think he will, and I think he'll go in quietly and actually try to do a good job of it. But I think he will. Um, does ET have anything to do with the Air India crash? No, not at all. Not at all. This was something when they were working on it, some faulty thing. It was a terrible, terrible thing, but it was caused by the plane. Remember the time those two planes happened, and I told everybody that it was the software in the plane that caused the crash. And I heard from a woman that worked for, I'll have you know, I worked for Boeing for 35 years. It was a pilot error. It was not anything to do with the plane. And then right after that, they announced that it was a software issue. So sometimes I'm real good at picking up reasons why certain things happen. I slept good last night. I left Lulu. I closed the back door and didn't realize she was out there. This never has happened to me, not even with my first dog. I have a thing about my dogs being stuck outside. Fortunately, it wasn't it was like 94 that day. So it was down in the 50s and it's still cold, but she's got her hair. I opened the door at 5:45 and there was those little eyes looking at me. I could not believe I did that. So I'm doing everything I can to make up for it. Anything she wants, I get. She wasn't shaking or anything, but I held her and I got a nice banky for her. Um, yeah, Agent Orange will try to create some madness. See, Musk isn't going to be part of this anymore. He'll wish Musk was part of it. But I don't see they are going to lose. Can I tell you? And I was telling Mel earlier, they couldn't believe how big the No Kings. They thought, it's a bunch of crap. It's not going to be that big. It was huge. They're saying 11 point something million people. And it's just magnificent. So, what's going to happen in the midterms? And there's going to be a lot of talking. I see people working hard to make sure everybody is out of there, including Mike Lee, who gave accommodations or something to the shooting of these Democrats. How could you do that? The shooting of a man and woman who had a family. How could you do that? They shot the senator and his wife, 9 bullets and 8 bullets apiece. Fortunately, they didn't hit any major arteries. They're going to be fine. But just how could you do that? How could you? Apparently, he got rid of his comment, but let me tell you, his days are over. And I'll tell you something else. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Gavin Newsom, but Trump just handed him the keys to the White House because Gavin stood up to him. And that's what America wants right now, someone that'll go in for the fight. Uh, so don't worry about the midterm. There's going to be, and listen, this big thing in New York where they're thinking, they're going to hand count, they're going to find things and it's going to grow and grow. Now, I don't see them being able to reverse it, but that Trump's got that on his shoulder. You cheated, you SOB. He cheated. He didn't win. You know he didn't win. He didn't have the people in that were he had to pay people like he tried to pay people to come to his parade. No, he didn't win. Okay. Um, Ursula says, will there be accountability for Mike Johnson, Jim Jordan? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, they will do the walk of shame. They will do the walk of shame. I see all kinds of inquiries, congressional inquiries. I see lawsuits. I see judges. I see the first things first, as soon as they get into office and Trump knows this is coming, if he's still alive, they begin the articles of impeachment. Only this time it goes through. Um, okay. Maybe I should ask, will the speed of this constant chaos be slowing down? And here is what happens with us. As soon as he says something stupid like he did on the G7, we all go running. Oh my God, did you hear this? Did you hear what he said? But he is so not right in the head. He's definitely in dementia. If he lasts for another year and a half, I'll be surprised. But I do see his people trying to keep him. I'm surprised he went to the G7 and represents because he's talking away on, that that Trudeau got rid of Putin. Trudeau wasn't even in office, you dummy. Um, Al Green will not be successful with his articles of impeachment. Because you got the repubes in there. Just wait for it. Let's see. Will there be justice for the shooting of Hortman and Hoffman? Yes, and no, it's not connected to Trump. Not connected at all. Um, Elon Musk is in the background. Somebody just said, where is he? He's in the background. He's doing this. He doesn't want this. When does he want it through? July 4th? He doesn't want this budget to come through. Tell me about the budget. Will the budget come through for Donald Trump? I told you, is his name, what is his name? Greenlee, or he's a senator. He did take out that you don't have to listen to the courts. There was a little plug in there. You don't have to listen. He got that out of there, which I'm very glad. Isn't he like 100 years old or something? Anyway, I'm very glad they took that out because he knows that's trouble. Because, they're not always going to be in power. So tell me what's going to happen with the budget. Will it go through on July 4th? Yeah, it was interesting watching Trish play with these cards. She's really good at it. She's sending me another deck. It says stay put, mainstream news, experiment or test. So, experiment or test, I think what I'm getting, because you know what? I hate to say this, you guys. I think they'll be able to touch the Medicaid and stop with the food for the children. And when that happens, because you still got your Trumpsters, oh, you Dems, this and that. But when they stop being able to feed their families, when they're suffering, then it'll be a horse of a different color. Even a lot of truck drivers who are very pro-Trump are furious at him because of all the stuff that's going on there. They're not able to work and people are writing right now on the social things that their gardener didn't show, their housekeeper didn't show. Um, these people work hard because they want their children to be able to, not these people, because I'm a Latina. My mom and my grandfather was from San Angelo, Texas, when it used to be Mexico, and my grandmother Comanche. But the white skin is from dad. And you know what? I hate to say it, but I don't have the brown skin where I'm getting stopped all the time. Oh, did you see those two sisters, those two native sisters they pulled over? And they said, "Where are you guys from?" We're first, we're the first ones. We're native. And as soon as they said that, the officers started walking away. Okay, have a nice day. Yeah, you better believe it. I'd have got out my bow and arrow, shoot. Okay. Um, I see Israel in a mess. I got to look at Israel real quick. I know Iran is going to build from the bottom up, and this is something I predicted a while ago. This telling women what to do, uh, I think they hung or they did corporal punishment on, they hung a woman that fought against being assaulted. And so they determined that was against their rules and killed her. This can't go on, that can't go on anymore. Okay, tell me what's going to happen to Israel. Because I see a lot of people in Israel aren't going with this. They're not happy about this. They don't like him. Gee, the stock market's going up a little bit. It's not as big as it was earlier. Worldwide Earth, so the world is watching military plane. Okay, I just got a hit. Security cameras. I just got a hit. Israel's going to get hit pretty hard. I feel bad for the innocents there, but it's not necessarily Iran. I wonder if it's North Korea or it is Iran, and North Korea gave them plenty of ammunition. They're going to get hit pretty hard. It's not going to be like they think. I do see Iran suffering terribly and trying to build back up, but I see Israel where they're just saying, no, they might, remember I kept seeing Netanyahu being taken off with a bag over his head. I think this may, because there just so many people will be hurt by what's happened, that they're saying, you got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. They are already mad at him that all this stuff happened in October and he wasn't able to protect them. So don't worry. He's back from Greece, by the way. He went down to Tel Aviv to look at there was a safe place for the elderly in this big apartment that they built just for them in case of a bombing to be in. And it was the elderly. And guess what? They hit that building and that place, and all of them were killed. So that makes people more mad at Netanyahu. Okay. All right, you guys. Oh, okay. One of my friends just wrote her kitty cat was found deceased in the neighbor's yard. Sometimes kitties do take off. Okay, so I won't stay on long because you guys have probably been watching videos all day. Let's see. I'm not seeing any nukes happening, you guys. I'm not seeing any nukes. And I see Iran desperate to talk to Trump, but he's such an idiot. He just doesn't understand. But, well, they should have talked to me way back when I was offering them something. Basically, he's saying it's too late. And in the meantime, your children and everyone can die. Doesn't make any sense. Will the trial at Nuremberg be televised? Hell to the yeah. Every single one. Oh, I can't wait to see Miller just looking down. I can't wait. Marjorie Taylor Greene, all those people, they're going to go down. Um, you guys are all asking. I like the fact that you're involved and you want to know. Let's look at, okay, thank you. Donna, she wants to know, let's give us a final on Trump crashing and burning. Give us the final. I'll do both. I'll do my Morgan Greer and I'll do these. Give me the final on Trump's crashing and burning. Final burning. Okay, let's pick it out. Here we go. Shadow ruler. So it might be he won't be because he's got some issues, someone else like JD Vance or something. Things returning to normal. Thank you. That'll be when he's gone. Taken by force. That showed up again. Taken by force. I think he won't want to go and he'll go kicking and screaming. But I think and there's some sort of cyber attack that's been going on right now around here. And they're saying future time. So it's not right now, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's coming though. It's coming as he gets sicker and sicker. And then he won't stand down and they'll literally say, "Sir, you have to go." That's what I'm his people will try to hold him up, but it'll be weekend at Bernie type of situation. Okay, you guys, and then let me look at the Morgan Greer. Just give us, I know we ask about this till we're blue in the face. Give us a little bit more on the downfall of Donald Trump. And his people don't tell him, like they're all making fun of him, what he's doing right now at the G7. Wait a second. Um, Trudeau wasn't in office. What are you talking about? That Canadian guy had to stop him midstream. But when they pointed the camera over to where uh his people, his staff, they were all looking down. But this is the same guy said we need to put like Clorox, drink it or something, and put lights up inside of us to kill the. So he's been like this for a while. Okay, what's the ending? If you can give me some sort of hint, give me a hint. What's the ending? When can we look forward? Okay, working away, working hard. Um, Psychically know that this too shall change. Things will start changing. Um, when can we look forward? When things really start falling apart. It's like other countries are involved. And then the ending. There could be something big that happens in another country. Could be Iran or Israel or something, and they're going to blame Trump. You know, the Republicans hang their little Israel flags on their office doors, but we're not supposed to have flags, by the way. And maybe if something happens with Israel that's pretty significant, they would work against Trump. They'd be like, he needs to get out of here. It's because of him he allowed this to keep going, which he really didn't because Netanyahu was going to do what he wanted to do. So, okay, we'll see about that. That's another version. I've often seen I see the Nuremberg trials big time getting ready to come up. So, this is going to be a beautiful thing, you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for your questions. I think tomorrow I have Violetta. So that should be fun. I need to send her a link if I haven't already. No, I did send her a link. Okay, so tomorrow I have Violetta. It's not going to be live. It's just going to be us chit chat. Love you all. Cheers.